When it comes to the Fox News debate, this was by far the worst debate for Donald Trump, hands down. He was the biggest loser by a mile. I mean, when it comes to the Trump University scandal, which is basically just the scam of a school, he got destroyed by Marco Rubio and Ted Cruz. It was bad, and you could tell he was frazzled. You can tell he was kind of almost ready to cry, honestly. It looked like his face was completely red. He got owned badly, and he pulled off his regular remarks about the polls. He says, well, look, in one poll, Ted Cruz only has 15% while I have 49%, and then Ted Cruz bounced back and said, but in that same poll, you lose to Hillary Clinton. I mean, this was devastating for him. It was outright embarrassing for Donald Trump. So, do I think this will hurt Donald Trump? No, I don't. I think that anyone who supports him will continue to support him. And I think that any time Donald Trump is attacked by the establishment or other Republican candidates, I think it just makes him more popular somehow. I don't understand the phenomenon. I don't support Donald Trump, so I can't necessarily empathize with his supporters. But this was a bad moment for Donald Trump that I don't even think his supporters can disagree with. Now, he also talked about his penis size. I mean, this is something you can't do at a Republican debate. Republican voters are super politically correct when it comes to modesty and whatnot. So a Republican presidential candidate up there talking about his dick, not a good look. Will it hurt him? Again, I don't know. I don't think so. But Republicans who don't like Trump, I really don't think that they're going to be turned on to him at any point in time after this debate. Now, Trump said we're going to grow the military, which I disagree with, but nonetheless, what his point that he made was great, because he said he's not going to buy military equipment from the defense contractors who bankroll Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio's campaign. That was a big moment because it shows who they're in bed with and why they support the policies they support. So I like whenever he brings up money in politics. I think that's the issue that Donald Trump shines on. I mean, every other issue you can condemn him on, basically. But when it comes to money in politics and he exposes their corruption, he talks about how he donated to Ted Cruz. This is great. Now, it does hurt him because he did donate to Hillary Clinton, but his supporters like this because they don't like the crony capitalism. I mean, over 90% of all citizens, Republican and Democrat, don't like the influence that money has in politics. So when Donald Trump talks about this, he shines. He needs to do a better job of hammering down at this if he wants to recover from this debate. Now, when it comes to John Kasich, this is always the more moderate, the grown-up in the room, as he described himself, but they challenged him on the question of religious liberty, basically giving people the liberty to discriminate against individuals who they disagree with, which is a terrible idea, because if Christians have the right to discriminate against gay people, then do gay business owners have the right to discriminate against Christians? They don't want that, but, this is about religious liberty. If you're a Christian in this country, you're privileged, you have all the rights in the world. But anyways, they challenged John Kasich for this, because last time he had the audacity to actually be reasonable and say, no, I think that if you're a business owner, you serve everyone. And what does he do? He walks back his comments. I mean, is there anyone in this goddamn party that's sane, that's willing to be reasonable? Up until this point, there were many issues where you could say John Kasich was objectively better, but I mean, he keeps lowering the bar and getting on the level of all the other kooks in the party. I mean, let's be real here. John Kasich is also a terrible candidate. He basically gutted welfare in his state of Ohio, but I mean, when it comes to everyone else, I mean, he was leagues ahead of them, and he just took himself a step back. So all the majority of younger Republican voters who support marriage equality and aren't homophobic, you just turned yourself off to them. Good job. Now, here's one thing I want to talk about. Now, some of you might get mad. I posted a video of Ted Cruz, and some of you objected to it. I just want to know. I want to know. Did Ted Cruz eat a booger? Did this dude eat a booger on live television? I mean, what else was on his mouth? Did he just, eat a sandwich and that was a crumb? Probably not. More likely, a booger fell from his nose and was on his lip, and then instead of just wiping his face like a normal human being would be, he decided to eat it up. I mean, what the hell is wrong with you? Look, I would declare Ted Cruz the winner of this debate if he didn't eat a booger, but I can't declare the candidate who ate a booger the winner. I just can't do that. Look, here's the deal. I think America needs a president who isn't going to eat his goddamn boogers on the stage. What the hell is wrong with this guy? But I will say that if any presidential candidate was going to eat boogers, and I had to guess who would eat boogers or who would be most likely to eat boogers, I would obviously say Ted Cruz. I feel like I'm alone here. Like, I feel like this should be an international outrage. Everyone should be talking about it. He ate a goddamn booger, people. Why aren't you freaking out about this? Why am I the only one? Am I the only 12-year-old that is so fascinated by this? I mean, it's Ted Cruz. I mean, he has the shit-eating grin on his face all the time, so it's no surprise that he would eat a booger, and he probably loves it and enjoyed it. But I feel like I'm alone here in being outraged at the fact that Ted Cruz ate a booger. So comment down below if you feel the same way. But anyways, this debate was a disaster overall. It was very boring. I do like Megyn Kelly as a moderator. I think she's excellent and really holding their feet to the fire. But overall, bad night for Donald Trump. Good night for Ted Cruz, with the exception of the booger moment. I don't think John Kasich did anything to improve his standing. Marco Rubio, maybe. I just think at this point, I don't know how Marco Rubio is going to make up the delegate count. I mean, he's so far behind. He only won one state. I think it was Minnesota. He's got to do something if he wants to be the establishment's pick, but time's running out.